Do I need to care about that?
You just do a portrait.
How do I then?
2.
On the M?
Yeah.
Alright, fine. This is the way it's got to be. Alrighty. Here we are in Tokyo Midtown. And take a little walk. Okay, so I'm ready.
Okay.
If you're ready, I might do that Godzilla quick. Look at that guy. Ew! J-Dog, hey Jay, hey. Thanks for joining, guys, appreciate you. Okay, hi. Let's have a look at these buildings, man, they're so tall. There's some sort of a hay pig over there. Okay, let's get moving. So I can't upload at the moment because I left my computer home like an idiot. So let's just do a little walk. I'm going to take you to a spooky location. In the meantime, we're going to do a little ask me anything kind of situation. Look, there's Wendy's. We don't have that in the UK all that often. Bit of illumination going on. I've waited until sunset, and we're I think we're good to go in a sec. So right on. Here we are in Tokyo. Okay, off we go then. Let's have a little walk around Tokyo together. Which part of Tokyo is this? This is
Hibiya.
Hibiya, son. And we're going to go to a spooky location, and I'm going to tell you the history of it in just a minute. But until we get there, we'll do a little bit of Ask Me Anything. There are some questions in the comment section, but feel free to chuck them in as and when. Put your comments in the live if you want, and we'll just do our thing. There goes the monorail over there. Not the monorail. Monorail. The train. So off we go. Trying to have a good time. I'm with my main man, Nightman Japan. If you really want to see Tokyo, if you really want to see cool places in Japan, seriously suggest following his account, Nightman Japan. Catch him on TikTok as well these days. They're a bit like scaled down videos. They're also very fun. Shibuya Scramble, things like that. But at the moment, we're going to go to find a spooky location. And hopefully not get copyright struck for any kind of music that comes up. And not look like a massive tourist as I walk around with this thing held in front of my face. So, let's roll. Taira no Masakado, right? Yes, you're right. That's where we're going. That is where we are going, my friend. So,
We go left.
We'll do some questions in a couple of minutes. I'm just going to get off of this street. But how are you guys doing? You all right? A couple of you in the chat now. It's nice. See all the things that's going on in Tokyo. Taking my suggestions, it seems. Yes, I did, yeah. Oh no, copyright! Can't you talk over the copyright? I don't know. Right, off we go. So, yeah, I'm with my good friend, Mr. Nightman Japan. Is going to ask me a couple of questions that you posted in the chat.
I'll go from the oldest.
Oldest to newest. That's how we're going to do it.
Now, I don't know what this. From my man MUTH Mother Freaker. Okay.
The Mother Freaker.
How old is the haunting?
It goes back to the Heian period, about 9, which was in the year 900. So, kind of old. Is how I can describe it, I suppose.
Now, I don't know what that is. Could you explain what the haunting is?
The haunting, when we get there, I'll do a deep dive into it, but basically it's a really weird situation where they enshrined a guy's head who tried to overthrow the sort of leader in Japan at the time, and because he caused such a ruckus, he's now enshrined there. That's the clip notes.
Yeah, good.
Some situation going on across the road there. Get on, man. Right. And got anything else from me, pal?
From the next one, same Mother Freaker. How do you find the POI for these?
Points of interest, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, it's put in. This was recommended by, I think, Tom, who's in the chat now, and somebody else recommended it as well. Because as you know, I've been without my laptop, so I can't make any spooky stories, so I might as well do some live locations for you. So thanks to the people who recommended this spot. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Time to cross.
Enjoy.
Yeah, well, we'll pause that until we get across the road. Nice place. This is kind of like the upscale kind of Tokyo area, I'd say. It's not for the day drinkers. Oh man, I wouldn't want to be one of those guys. You might have just had a little glimpse into my whole day if you imagine a day drinker there. But yeah, Tom, you got it, pal. You got it, pal. I'm going to reveal it slowly as we go through. But yeah, we're going to try and unveil the story. And if I've missed anything, thank God you're in the chat. It's nice here. I do like being in Tokyo. We're now coming across Yurakucho Station, which is all right. As you can see, there's all sorts going on here. Some people did ask just to see what a day in the life of Japan is like for old Jay as he makes his way across. Can I cross? There we go. And this is kind of what it's like, just walking around for ages. I already hit the 10,000 steps today, which is pretty good. Here we are in the underground. It's pretty freaky. So I don't really have a script planned until I get to the location, so thanks for everybody who asked a couple questions or just wants to chat in the middle. We will get there when we get there. I'm going to find it hard to read as I walk because I don't want to clatter into anybody, but I see a couple of comments. Hey, Nightman, a few people are saying.
Hey,
it's Nightman Japan.
Nightman Japan.
He's a good bloke. He's a good bloke, isn't it? Isn't that right? If I'm not mistaken, Masakado. Sugar. Well, Masakado was rebelling in East Fujiwara over Shikoku, raising his own little rebellion with an army of pirates. Yeah, I heard that the place he was taken down was in modern-day Saitama as well. So that's kind of my favorite place in Japan, where I spent most of my years. So this is a bit like going back. So that's why this story intrigued me so much. We will see. I'm trying not to blast this into people's faces, but it is inevitable. MCT, hello, and Risa Dreamer, hey, how you doing in Australia? Saitama is gorgeous. Yeah, I love Saitama. Spent a long time in Higashi Kawaguchi, if you've ever heard of that. I spent about 3 years there. I really like Higashi Kawaguchi. If you ever watch some of my old stories, if some of the places were anonymous, I used to always say they were set in Higashi Kawaguchi for some reason. Got anything else for me, Nightman?
Yeah, we got one from Sujo.
Sujo.
Said a lot of things, but the question is, were you born in Japan?
I actually wasn't born in Japan. I am a British man. I'm a whitey. And I just am one of those dorks who likes Japan quite a lot. Which it's very kind of you to assume I'm born there, I guess, given on the basis of some of the stories I tell, but no, it's the academic years doing some translation and working in Japan that's allowed me to at least learn some rudimentary Japanese to be able to tell you these stories. Now, I'm not Japanese. Oh, here we go with the cover. Oh, no, don't make me have a copyright ban with the music in the background. Keep talking. Everybody saying some words. Crossing the road now. Oh god, this is going to be so irritating for people to watch. I'm just going to have to scat whilst on the phone or whatever the situation is. So here we go, down the streets. We're going to go to a spooky location. I've been live for 10 minutes. Christ, didn't feel like it. Yeah. So you can see a bit of Tokyo, all the stuff that goes on here. Chiyoda we're in now. Some construction going here. This is why that big white stuff's there. We're also, the buildings just tower over you, man. Check that out. I'm relying heavily on my my best mate here, Mr. Nightman Japan. Sort me out. Smoking on the street is prohibited. Oh man, you guys, how you doing? Copyright is a headache sometimes. Yeah, well, it is what it is. I mean, if we have to do no monetization on this one, I really don't care. Well, we got another green light. That's right.
Straight up, son.
Straight up, son. That's a cool looking car. Sunset's just coming down over there. Off we pop. Right, we move. You got any more questions for me?
Yeah, we got a good one.
Mr. Fran.
Yeah. So from Fujama, I can't see properly. Is Japan still as concerned about stigmatized properties and/or houses where the owners passed away peacefully without some sort of tragic story?
I'd say, in my own experience, which I'm not an expert, but if they were, I think they're not as concerned of natural passings in homes. It usually is some kind of unnatural passing that they're concerned about. So we the bulk of the stories I find about homes with a history or stigmatized properties are the ones where they have literally been advertised as such. So I don't think natural passings really warrant that kind of warning when you go into the estate agents or I forgot the word, what they call it in America. I don't remember the word. Real estate, yeah. If you go into those places, they will warn you of it, but not for a natural passing, in my experience. But good question, though. Want to do another one, Pat?
Yeah. This one is from Ferryukidiro.
Ferryukidiro, son.
Did you actually have a ghost encounter in real life?
Oh yeah, I did actually tell one story on this channel. If you go back about exactly 1 year from now, you'll probably find it. February time last year, I had something spooky that happened to me. But one I haven't really told on this one is I work near a massive helicopter company. And there's a big stretch of road where it's completely dark near the landing area. One time I was coming back from my friend's house. We stayed up all night drinking and watching goofy stuff on YouTube. And as I was walking across this really dark, unlit area, I saw somebody walk into the road in front of me and then walk into like a bushy kind of area with trees and stuff. And I was absolutely terrified that I was about to get robbed or something. But as I passed, I shone my torch on my phone. There's nobody there. That kind of stuff I can't really explain. Other times, there's been some... My parents' house is really creepy. I had a friend stay over, shall we say, and the first night that she stayed over, like one of the drawers opened by itself, and this person has never been interested in anything remotely spooky, so I don't know what the ambition would be to lie about it was, but all she said was she said hello to whatever was opening the drawer, and then it ended. My dad also said in that house, he woke up on the first night we moved in, and there was 3 child-shaped shadows at the foot of his bed. And my dad doesn't mess around with spooky stuff. I get it from my mum, not my dad. And he was like, yeah, I just had to sit up in bed and say, I'm not here to hurt you. I'm not here to do anything. This is your house. And he went back to sleep. So it's pretty weird. So I'd say, yeah, there's some mildly creepy things that have happened in my life. Nothing I can concretely say is absolute ghost. I love how Jay gets when he says these Japanese names. Like, am I getting gangster with it, Tom? I didn't even realise. Well, as you know, Tom, I am an actual massive gangster. Yikes. Holy crap. Your dad is what they call normal. Yeah, let's hope so. Hey, Nightman Japan in the chat with the bird emoji and the bicep. It's a party. It's a bicep. Why has it got so many veins on it? Okay, so here we go. We're going to cross the road. We're going to go and have a look at somewhere else. Do you want to see some of these tall buildings while we're at it? Look at that. It's nuts, isn't it? To thank Mr. Nightman for his permitted borrow of the gimbal I'm using. You got anything else for me, pal?
Yeah, next we got from the Green Phantom.
The Green Phantom!
Yeah. Are you concerned that the entities you talked about may visit you?
I don't... Not really, but I have to say, if you spend all day and all night, like sometimes I do, looking at creepy things and reading creepy things, I think you'd get in that mindset of like, oh, is something about to happen? Like a distant tap on the outside of your door might seem a bit more creepy than an everyday sort of house sound, you know? Like a creak or a radiator groaning just sounds creepy. I don't know. Maybe there is something to it. I spent most of the flight here watching Longlegs and I freaked myself out. I don't know if that helps answer your question, but I think because of the jet lag, I started to think I was Longlegs, and then I didn't know who I was, and then I went to sleep, and then everything was alright. I think this is this stupid brain that I own, so I don't know what to do with that. The only city I think I could ever feel comfortable in. I love how these people aren't getting half aggro about the camera being out. They're just carrying on their business. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really... This is the first time I've ever used the camera and had it jammed in people's faces, shoved down their throats. But it seems all right. As we get onto the story of where we're heading, I think this is an all right area to film. But I tell you what, guys, if you were with me this morning, me and Mr. Nightman, we witnessed a fight going down in Kabukicho. Some absolute ruckus, wasn't it, man?
Head stamp.
There was a head stamp going on. It's crazy. And naturally, I would have gotten in there and sorted it out myself. But I didn't want to get arrested. No, it wasn't my business. But it was crazy. It was a little bit of a scuffle. Well, I wouldn't say it was a proper fight. I mean, I don't think those guys could fight their way out of a paper bag, but it was interesting. Get that extreme close-up if we can see the tonsils you failed. Oh my god, what are you doing? What are you trying to see? I don't know, man. You got anything else for me?
Yeah, next question's a really good one.
All right.
Is there any other country where there is ghost?
Okay. Is there any other country where there is ghost?
Yes, singular.
Yeah, I think there are other countries where there is ghost, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, like Scotland or Jamaica, I don't know, anywhere. I guess there's ghost stories from all across the world. That's what makes it interesting. Of course, Masakado Herdman's the one who tells ghost stories here. But, yeah, there's ghost stories, all sorts of places. I think that's how to answer that question.
Yeah. Good job.
Yeah. I don't know, what's your favorite ghost story from what country? Let me know, guys. Got anything else?
Favorite stories on your channel? Top 5.
Oh, top 5. Oh my lord. Well, in the early days, I used to do a bit more of the human stories. There was one about, oh, this is freaky, man. This girl went over to her new boyfriend's house to meet the family, right? And they started being all weird, like, oh, you're going to be with my son, you've got to sign this contract, you've got to do all this. They locked her in a room and slid the contract into the door when she went to bed at night. They took the phone off her so she couldn't get away. And in the end, she had to exit out the window to run away from it. So creepy family. That one I liked. I think another one is called The Lasting Effects, where someone got like accused of something at their workplace, and it just kept going on and on and on because she didn't want to go out with her nerdy co-worker. That one was weird. Another one is about charcoal, which was nuts. They were buying charcoal off this family on this place, and it was actually ashes of somebody. And then when they burned it, they saw something really weird. I think there's a really short one that in one of the woods or mountain stories I did, where there's a guy who was in a helicopter trying. He was like, if you end up at this point and you call for help, we can see you, but we cannot help you. And that was terrifying, just to know that there's like help just above, but they cannot land to save you. That freaked me out. Another one. It's another good one. I don't know, I like all my stories, otherwise I wouldn't pick them, but it takes ages to find a good one sometimes. It's another good one. Let me give me a second, I'll try and think of one. Well, or you guys could let me know what ones you liked, and I'll let you know if I liked them or not. There was, I think, there are a couple of the ones where someone's home alone and something mad happens. Yeah, there was a Grandpa's Well Wishers. That one freaked me out. Where this girl was home alone, and they get a knock at the door, and these two lads that she doesn't know, like teenagers, is like, oh, we'll come over to pay respect to your granddad who passed on. They're like, well, I don't know who you are. My mum and dad aren't here. It's like, no, just let us in. It's fine. Just we're here to see it. And they were creepy. I remember those. But if you guys have any particular favorites, let me know. Look at it. Just goes up and up and up. I like them all, though, to be honest. I like them all. I tend to prefer the human-based stories compared to the ghost ones, but I mean, it is what it is. I enjoy the ghost ones too. Look at it, sunset's just coming down now here in Tokyo. Doing some sort of live performance in a second. Here we are. You guys still with me? I don't know if I've lost connection. I don't think so. Going for another crossing now. View it that way. It's pretty clear. Here we go. Oh, Tom, yeah, that karaoke one with the bar built near the graveyard. Yeah, I like that one a lot, actually. But that video didn't do so well, so I'm glad you like that one, because I think I picked the theme of doing karaoke ones off the basis of that story, so glad you like that. Appreciate that, mate. Down we go. We'll get there soon, guys. Won't be long now, Cal.
It really won't be.
Really now?
Pretty close.
We're pretty close now. You got any more Q questions?
Yes. From the Credit Engine.
The Credit Engine.
What was the first story you told on your channel where you either creeped out or uncomfortable, or even scared yourself the first time you read it?
Yeah, I was massively proud of the first story I did, because obviously that was the first time I translated anything. And the voice I used was a bit more higher like this, and I sounded like a pauper from Oliver. And I don't know what happened. Now, bear in mind, it was 6 years ago, before cigarettes and before several beers. But no, it was a story called My Black-Haired Jenny Doll. So in Japan they have this toy. It's a bit like a Barbie, but it doesn't come with black hair sometimes. So this little girl had her father had been having an affair with some mistress, and then the mum found out about it, and then they were like, right, you ain't gonna ever see her again. But then the mistress started showing up at her school, wanting to be like a part of her life. And that was really creepy. And she ended up gifting this girl a doll, and the doll had black hair. And then he was really, really, really proud of that doll because it was so rare, because it doesn't usually come with that hair color. And then one of the mean boys at school ripped out of her hands, tore the head off. And then it was only when they tore the head off they found out that the hair that made up the doll's hair was actually human hair. And it was some disgusting way of that mistress trying to remain a part of their lives. So it was hair that she had plucked from her own head and sewn into a doll, and there was like flecks of blood underneath the plastic coating of the doll's head. That one freaked me out. That was my first one. That was the first story that made me think, God, there's some stories out here in Japan. Like, I've never seen that on Reddit or anything. Oh, that one was creepy. We aren't amused, all right? Now, I like the one about the fisherman who encountered a ghost in the water and managed to appease it. Oh yeah, that was a good one. I like that one too. Now, say in that voice, please sir, can I have some more? Please sir, can I have some more? There you go. Save that forever. I think I figured out your superpower, Jay, the ability to discern an income bracket based on voice pitch. Yes, if only. If only. Here we are though. Now this is a pretty cool area of Japan. I wouldn't call it touristy, it's more of like a financial area based on my research. Does you have any... Oh yeah. And then it's kind of weird. I wouldn't imagine too many tourists go here, but the palace isn't too far away, like where the emperor's house, you know, where he goes. That's over that way, I think. So we're just gonna have a little fun. Righto. Have you got another question, or do you reckon, pal?
Yes, I do.
I don't know if there was too many. It's a pretty nice, calm spot, actually, Tom. Yeah.
We've got an interesting username here, Andromeda Kirin. Which,
like some Kirin beer?
The beer or giraffe.
Or the hybrid kind of creature that's like a chimera. Who
What's
knows?
the history of the haunted location? I think that's coming up.
Yeah, we'll get that soon. Don't worry about that.
From Risadima.
Oh, yes.
When will we hear your Japanese nightmare?
Oh, I'll tell you it soon. I've said that for about 4 years, but 30k, I'll tell you. With pictures and all sorts of stuff, and probably this guy's account, because he was part of that Japanese nightmare. Do you remember that one? Oh, you remember
I know.
the situation where we couldn't leave that, and then what happened to mine? Flat and everything like that. You know, yeah. Yeah. Well, we couldn't leave. Sunset. Kind of. Just twilight time. Off we go. Oh, yeah. I've done absolutely the wrong thing. Sorry about that. Any more?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
He's got to choose which one to answer. This JC 2756.
What a big number.
Yeah. Okay. Where do you find all that stories?
I find all that stories on, well, they're kind of defunct message boards now, but they were part of 4chan and something called Matome. I mean, it's not hard to find these stories. All you have to do is type in scary stories in Japanese, and they're there, but you have to find a reliable one. The hardest part about it is finding good stories, because there's thousands of them. And I'm not even going to lie to you guys, one story I found literally said he went into the toilet and he saw a dragon. So another one was about a guy working in a convenience store and a ghost crab came in. So you got to wade through the shit sometimes. So that, I mean, you can find them, but they're not all gold. They're far from it sometimes. Heavenly shades of night are rolling, it's twilight time. I love that song. Hello, just popped in. Okay, 1, 2, out of the dragon, guys. All right, pal. Is there any more from that particular shit, Simone?
Yeah, we got one more, and I'm going to paraphrase it.
My man.
Where does your interest about
Goats.
Where does your interest about ghosts and stuff and Japanese folklore come from?
Well, agriculture has always been struck to my heart. I like goats. No, I don't know. I worked at a cinema, ended up watching a Japanese film. I liked it. Then I'm a massive horror fan. When I discovered The Ring, I think it was the remake of The Ring, I thought, oh, I'll watch the original, and I thought, yes. And I found stuff like Uzumaki, the anime from Junji Ito, and then it kind of went from there, and I discovered the glorious, the Kobo Shinrikyo, of course. And then we were away. And I found this retrobate and went to Japan with him, and we went to university there. So here we are, odd to match station. So yeah, I mean, I've always liked spooky stuff, and when you combine it with a country like Japan, the interest is always gonna grow. Thank you, though. Great question. And I've always liked short stories, so as soon as I found they were available, I was like, ding dong. Any more?
Yeah. Okay, the Annalise C asked like 5 questions. You've got to answer them really fast.
Okay, quick fire.
Hi Jay, I saw your yokai video. My questions are yokai like demons in the Christian sense or demons in the Goethe sense? I can't read it.
They're kind of their own sense. I think, to put it into context, one yokai literally appears at night to wash beans. And if you hear that sound outside your window, there's a little goblin guy doing that. They're kind of benevolent, not really doing anything. They're their little thing. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad, I guess. There's one that turns over your pillow at night time. I mean, he's odd, isn't he?
I read the wrong one. Are there people who worship them or not?
Not really yokai, no. I mean, there's certain things that you could assume that people get out of them, like little lessons, ways of life. The kappa, for example, if kids play too close to the river, they'll get pulled in and killed. I mean, that's a story just to teach children prevention from drowning in a river by claiming there's a monster in it. There's life lessons in it, kind of like Aesop's fables, I suppose.
LV Held Brink.
LV Held Brink.
What's your favorite scary movie that is not a slasher movie?
Well, my favorite. God, there's so many. I guess my favorite film ever is American Psycho.
Book.
My favorite book. Over the years, I've grown really madly attached to 1984. Well, I think it's a really good one. Other than that, I enjoy basically loads of Stephen King stuff.
Haunted place you'd like to visit?
Haunted place I'd like to visit. I'd like to go to that. I don't know if it's classed as haunted, but what's that hotel in San Francisco where that Elisa Lam was gone? That I want to go to. I can't remember the name of it right now, but the one I'm on about, I reckon, guys. So that would be good.
Would you ever use an Ouija board?
I have done. I did it in my friend's garden. It was creepy as hell. I can still remember the name of the name that came through. It was Adam Wapperts, with 2 P's. Adam Wapperts. So we tried to Google that, and nothing really happened. But nothing really came of it. My brother once did one, and he said that some sort of like machinery in the garage started going off like. I don't know. Also, I really like the film Long Legs these days. To answer your film question, and Black Coat's Daughter by the same director, and I don't know, stuff like The Thing is really good. We like Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell. Trying to get that Kurt Russell body, when he's in his 50s. That kind of situation. Tango and Cash. Elisa Dan, yes, that's the Hotel Cecil. Well done, Ahmad Khan. That's it. I don't know if it's haunted though, but I'd like to go to that location because it seems like it has a certain history to it, considering how the stories that come from within those walls, I suppose. And there's something to do with Richard Ramirez around that area as well. I don't know, I might be misremembering it. My arm's getting tired. We're going to get there soon, guys. We're going to get there soon. You got any more whilst we're rolling on?
The next one comes from Shaznabble0093.
Shaznabble.
It said, nice.
Thank you.
I think we're done. I don't think I missed it.
Is that it? All right. Well, okay. If you guys got any questions, drop them in.
We're about to be right on top of it.
We're about to be right on top of it, so that's cool. Okay, we're gonna get. Actually, there you go. You can see the sign right there. Masakado. Kubizuka. 70 meters that way. That's it there. And then I'm gonna have to try and remember what the hell I'm on about. So as soon as we get past this one set of crossing lights again, we're going to get to the place where we tell you a little bit of a story. Tango and Cash is one of the greatest movies in the late 80s. Wow, I'm finding it hard to disagree with you, Tom. When I was in South Africa, I saw a spider that was the size of my hand with long legs. It was on the ceiling. God damn, that's even scarier than that film, I'd have to say. I'm in Japan, Jane MC long legs. Okay, I'm just trying to see if I missed any questions. I did not. Cool, guys. Here we go. There's the sign. We're going to go there right now. 70 meters away. And the street's clean here. It's nuts, isn't it? Wouldn't get this in England. You know that haunted place well, where a maid and had a cozy dinner plate and some high-profile samurai and thrown into a well somewhere in Japan. Yeah, for sure. I almost fainted, but afterwards I felt better. Oh my lord, that sounds heavy, man. Here we are. I think we're just about to approach it. I'll tell you a quick story because I've had you for enough time. 37 minutes somehow. This felt like 5 minutes to me. And look, people are actually going to his grave right now. So I don't want to capture too much, but I'm going to keep a respectable distance. Just try and tell you a little bit about what I know about this shrine. Okay. Well, hard to say shrine. It's a grave, right? This isn't really a Shimrei spot or a haunted spot, but Taira no masakada kubizuka is one of the most famous ghost spots in Japan. It's enshrined to have a head here, which was wreaking havoc over Japan back in the day. I feel a little bit disrespectful to film these people whilst they're having their moment, so let's film the sunset and wait for it to be clear. Taira no Masakado was a wealthy samurai during the Heian period. I wrote a little script, so please forgive me if I go off topic, alright? Taira no Masakado was a wealthy samurai during the Heian period. The date of his birth is unknown, but what we do know is when he did die, March 25th, the year 940. That was the day he was beheaded. After starting, oh no, please don't let me ruin their day. They're trying to go sit here up. After he started the Taira Masakado insurrection, which lasted only 59 days, from the year 1939 to 1940. Basically, he attempted to overthrow the emperor in the Heian period. Legend has it that there was. I'm going to get out of these people's way. I feel so bad. Sorry, guys. I'm going to let them do their thing, all right? And I'll tell you why they're doing their thing in a minute. I just don't want to be rude. Sorry if it's disrupting your enjoyment of this. Anyway, we'll go through this. You probably saw my script. So his head is enshrined here in Otemachi, not too far from Tokyo Station. It is said that the head was in search of its body when he got beheaded, right? So his body fell in Saitama, modern-day Saitama, there, and it flew across the country after it was displayed in Kyoto. So it ended up this being picked a spot where it would be enshrined. If you're unfamiliar with Tokyo's various districts, Otemachi would be considered the kind of Wall Street of Japan. I think you can agree, but looking at these high-rise buildings, there's a hell of a lot of money in this area, don't you think? So if you look at this here, It's just massive. I'd tilt it back more if I could, but I don't know. Look at that. So there's a lot of money in this area. So why are we keeping this shrine here, basically, is the question. Land prices in the area are extremely high, and yet this monument hasn't been built on. Some apartments or a business could be built here. Why isn't it being there? Why is it still standing? Oh my God. So in order to answer that question, we have to go back to the 1300s. A number of Calamites were plaguing people of the area, and disasters were blamed on the spirit of Taira no Masakado. Right, that's got to stop in a minute. I can't talk on that song, guys. I don't know if you can hear me still. But look, there you go, there's this grave. 600 years later, it's got to end in a sec. There you go. Oh no. Over 600 years later, the value of the land has risen significantly and is conveniently located as the new capital. The site of the monument was a perfect spot for a new building, but would you dare to disturb this angry spirit? In 1923, right, following the Kanto earthquake, which destroyed much of the city, the monument was cleared away by the finance ministry, and they set about constructing a new building. However, the executives and leaders of both the ministry and construction company suddenly started dying, one after another. A total of 14 people died, and people began to think that this was the result of a curse caused by clearing away this monument. The ministry gave up on building on the site, and a stone monument was erected in 1927, which is this one here. The event is even mentioned on the National Tax Agency website. I'm going to have another quick look whilst there's nobody here, okay? However, that wasn't the end of the trouble. In 1940, the new headquarters burned to the ground following a lightning strike right here, okay? And many thought it was a result of disturbing his shrine. Nearly two decades earlier, the ministry planned an event for Masakado, and another monument was built to preserve the original. 5 years later, in 1945, after World War II, the American military, not knowing the history of the site, attempted to turn the area into a parking lot. However, a bulldozer flipped over, killing the driver, and as you might imagine, there was large outcry, and the plan was obviously abandoned. Finally, during the high-growth era of World War II, the government sold off the land around the monument to various financial institutions, leaving only the ground the monument was on. The Long-Term Credit Bank of Japan was thus built and had been a path to the monument. And one after another, people who had offices bordering the monument fell sick. Apparently, even visiting the shrine like I am now can bring about illness or bad feelings. All the people in here potentially could be trying to get out of these people's way. I feel so disrespectful. So the rest of Taira no Masakada's body parts are buried at different shrines dotted around Tokyo. For example, his head is enshrined at Kanda Myojin. We are currently looking at his grave. I've been advised by natives when mentioned that I was going to this place, that I should go to Kanda Myojin straight after to protect me from this curse. So these days, the monument stands unmolested as the high-rise buildings above it. A volunteer group has been established to take care of the monument, and even a bank account has been set up under his name, Taira no Masakado. That's the Tokyo Mitsubishi UFJ bank, which borders the monument. So gives you an idea of what's in these buildings, I guess. Okay. There are also two rumors about the buildings next to the monument. The windows which overlook his grave are designed so that staff spend as little time as possible looking down on it. And the second is that desks in this area are arranged so that executives cannot sit with their backs to the monuments. In addition to the land monument, people still come to pray, as you've just seen, to be honest, and there are a wide variety of reasons why people come to pray here. The frog statues, which we'll try and get a close-up now of. see these ones here. These statues here are frogs, and in Japanese frogs are called kaeru. So kaeru is also frog, but also means to come home. So as such, office workers who are sent to work at branches who are doing badly or who have themselves been demoted come here to offer a frog, maybe leaving it nearby to pray as a safe return. So maybe these people who came and that you saw in the footage just now have their own story, and like I say, I didn't want to disturb them whilst they were doing their thing. Also, in part, this is the saddest thing I think as well, if this is true. I've only found one source for this, but I'm going to get out of the way. It looks like somebody's coming up. I'm going to stand back here. I don't get. In addition to this, for people praying for a safe return, right? Sometimes it's praying for a family member or someone who's been abducted or potentially who has gone missing. They want them to return home as well. So if you're heading to Tokyo Station, it's not a bad option to stop by here. It's quite close to the palace, which is, I think, down that way. I don't know. It's a very weird one. To think that this land has been unmolested in all this time, compared to all these massive towering buildings that are around us, right? It's every time they've tried to do something on this land, it's failed. And the spirit lingers here, I guess. So that's really all I can say about this particular spooky area. I mean, I do apologize, it was off the cuff. If I had a bit more time or I did a voiceover later, I might have done it a bit more smoothly. I apologize, but I hope you enjoyed seeing this area. I'm going to get out of the way. Some people want to visit this particular shrine to offer their own prayers, and I think, guys, we'll leave it there. So I hope you've enjoyed a little walk through Tokyo with me. I really appreciate you joining me. Thank you for all the questions. Thank you to my main man Jay Nightmares. Oh no, that's me. Thank you to Nightman Japan, wherever the hell he is. And I will catch you in the next one. Drop any comments in the thing. I've got a couple of YouTube shorts coming out, so keep an eye out for those. And let's hope that the spirit of Taira no Masakado doesn't come for me for coming to visit him. All the best to you all. I'll see you soon. I don't make it up. Is that how you stop it?
Yeah.